Howdy folks, welcome to 2025 in Yammy Noob. Title of today's video is something along the lines of unknown roads on unknown bikes. I'm going to teach you today how to navigate a road you've never ridden before. I'm here somewhere in California navigating a road I've never been before, on a bike I've never been on before. This is a Triumph Speedmaster that I've rented from a lovely gentleman here in California by Twisted Road. You guys know I'm an investor in that company. I believe in peer-to-peer motorcycle rentals, so hit that link down below and check out a motorcycle in your area, and members on YammyNoob.co get 10% off, which is pretty cool as well. So let's jump on the Triumph Speedmaster and let's talk about how to navigate roads you've never been on before, on bikes you've never been on before, and kind of the fun of riding in general. I mean, I really feel like it doesn't matter what you're riding as long as you're on a bike. Like most bikes, pretty much all of them are good. I kind of had a meme for a while there. I've been saying it for a while on the channel. It's like, bikes are kind of like dogs. They're all good boys, you know? They're all good. Okay, when it comes to navigating a road you've never been on before, the first thing I could recommend to you is don't do what I'm doing here. Do not try to create social media content unless you are an expert level rider on a road you've never been on a bike you've never been on. That's probably not a good idea. We don't want to see new riders getting clocked out on TikTok and Instagram here in 2025 on Yammy Noob, because that's been happening for the past few years, and it really kind of stinks to see. The other thing you got to do is ride way within your limits. You know, I often talk about how on street you never want to go past 6/10 ever, for any reason really, because once you approach 7 or 8/10, you're asking for trouble. On a road you've never been on, especially on a bike you've never been on, you don't know what that bike is going to do at your perceived 7 or 8/10, and you don't know about road conditions. As you saw there, I just deftly navigated a tar snake divot that looked like it would have gave me a loss of traction. You guys see here I'm navigating these little scallops near close to the road too. I'm remaining hyper vigilant because that's what you got to do when you're riding a road you don't know. I'll give you guys a really good example of how road knowledge is critical. At the Isle of Man, the craziest motorcycle riders in the world go out there and rip it up across a 30-something mile racetrack that used to be an island, right? Most of the year, people just ride those roads like normal, and then for one glorious moment in the year, Isle of Man racers go out there and rip it up. I'll tell you, there's probably 0 riders that ride the Isle of Man without knowing every detail of that road. Every single corner, every single crack, every single bump and jump in the road. I guarantee you they know it all, man. So that's the big thing that you got to understand whenever you are riding a road you don't know, is that you don't have course knowledge. You don't have the understanding of every corner, and if there's gravel in a certain spot, or, you know, perhaps a decrease in radius that is not marked on the map. As you guys see here, I'm navigating this road, and because I'm riding at like, what, 3/10 maybe, you know, I can very easily, if I need to, if I'm like, I gotta slow it down here, I can just ride the brakes, man. I'm way within spec of what an emergency situation would call for. Now, of course, things can happen, obviously, and that's what we're trying to control for, right? We're mitigating risk, and we're enjoying the ride, right? If you're riding a brand new road that's as beautiful as this one I'm on right now, the main point of it is to enjoy yourself, right? And the way you enjoy yourself is by not getting stressed out, by not getting overwhelmed by the road. And even though I'm in suboptimal conditions here on a Triumph Speedmaster, but I'm still on a beautiful road, and I'm still having a great time on this road, and I'm really enjoying it. Now, the other angle of this is knowing your bike, right? So I would say, before you jump on a motorcycle that you've never ridden before and go out and attempt to ride a fun, twisty road like this one, familiarize yourself with the machine a little bit. Now, that's going to differ depending on whatever bike you're on, but, you know, I would say the 2 main things you want to really understand is the throttle and the brakes, right? Understand how much the motorcycle moves through time and space given a certain throttle input. Understand how much the brakes grab whenever you grab a certain amount of pressure. That's going to allow you to very easily navigate an emergency situation and trail brake and properly ride the motorcycle, right? So that's the first thing I do when I jump on a bike I've never ridden before. For example, I'll clock it down into third gear here. I see I got a long throttle throw. The brakes are not so great. I'm not stopping super fast, so I know that I'm going to increase my distance a little bit relative to where I would normally stop on a motorcycle, right? So just, I would say if you're jumping on a brand new bike, you know, take it out to wide open a few times, hit the brakes pretty hard to see what it does, you know, be like, okay, I think I got a good feel for it. Understand max lean angles, right, that the bike can provide you. If you're on a top tier sport bike, please don't do that. But you know, with this bike in particular, I remember as I took it out today before I got to this road, I was dragging some hard parts pretty quickly, and so I was like, okay, the limit on this bike is pretty low, we got to take it easy, right? Because what happens is motorcycles all basically behave the same way, right? They have two wheels, an engine in the middle, and you know, thanks to the standardization of motorcycle controls over the last few decades, they all basically do the same thing. The vast majority of motorcycles are rear drive. There's no crazy all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive motorcycles. They all put power to the rear via a chain or a belt, or sometimes a shaft if you're a BMW guy. They have a clutch over here on the left-hand side, the brakes over here on the right-hand side. They have a rear brake over here, and a throttle, right? If you understand the fundamentals of how to ride a motorcycle, you can ride any bike, anywhere, anytime. You could take a nice big GS touring machine down a beautiful road like this. You could take a lightweight dual sport down a road like this. You could take a Triumph Speedmaster like I'm doing down a road like this. If you fundamentally understand how to ride a motorcycle, you can ride any motorcycle safely. But as long as you do it within your abilities, within your spec, that's really what's going to matter. A lot of people get into trouble on bikes, man, because they don't respect the machine. They don't understand, or they vastly overestimate their skill sets. This is why I say it's of critical importance. And we're starting the year off here in 25, having some fun with bikes, and I'm hoping to see a lot of new riders this year. But dude, you gotta build those fundamentals. You gotta build the practice. You gotta understand how to do things. And honestly, I'll give you guys a little sneak peek into what's going on here in 25. I'm doing a lot of the same, right? As an example, a skill set that I've never really learned that well are wheelies. I've never been able to do amazing dank nooner balance point wheelies, right? But that is going to change. I am going to go back to the fundamentals. I've got a Grom. I'm learning those wheelies. I'm getting it dialed in, doing what it takes to build the skill set, right? Because there's nothing cool about owning some super fast bike that you can barely ride. It's way cooler to have a motorcycle that you know, that you trust, that you're capable with, and you have the skill sets to ride, than it is to have some super fast bike that you don't know what you're doing with. So building those fundamental building blocks will allow you to ride any motorcycle you want, anytime, anywhere, man. The other critical skill, I've talked about this plenty of times, but the critical skill in riding a road you don't know is knowing how to trail brake. You guys see, I've been doing it this entire time we've been riding, right, on this video. And the reason you want to trail brake when you are riding a road you don't know is it gives you the opportunity to tighten your radius, right? If you hit the front brakes and you're trailing into corners, you are already having the front end loaded and you already have brake pressure on. It means that if you need to tighten up the curve, you just simply add more brake pressure and lean in a little bit more, right? You can add way more pressure once you already have it loaded, set up, right? Like you guys see, if I have a little bit of brake pressure here, we're going straight, but a little bit of pressure, then I can grab all the front brake I need, right? But you can't do it abruptly. Don't stab the brakes mid-corner. And I want to see you guys riding those front brakes into corners too. There's going to be long sweepers on this unidentified road that you're on. But when you enter corners on roads you don't know, you absolutely want to be on that front brake. Just in case, you know, you want to be slow in, fast out, or maybe slow in, moderate out, right? Because we're taking it easy. We're laking the road. We're learning everything about it.
All right, if you told me that I would have 2 yellow giveaway bikes for 2024, I don't think I had that on my bingo card, honestly, but this is our Cosmic Yellow Street Triple 765 RS. This is our new giveaway bike on yammynoob.co. Become a member for your best chance to win. You can stack up your entries, assign them to this giveaway bike, and then we do more giveaway bikes. You can do that as well. You get access to the Discord server, exclusive content, discounts on merch, and so much more. Head over to the website and do not miss your chance to win this machine.
Another thing about riding roads you don't know, especially I'm here in California, I'm quite a ways away from my hometown area in Texas, is that there are going to be small differences in the road compared to where you live, right? As an easy example, I'm seeing here on the side of the road near the double yellow line here, there are these kind of like scalloped, divoted things. I don't ever see these in Texas, and to be honest, I don't like the way that they look, because if I go over them like this, ooh, look at that, it's bumpy when you hit them in the middle there, right? You would not want to hit that at lean, right? So I've never seen that before, and I would want to make sure that if I'm riding and I'm leaning the bike, I'm not going to hit these little scallops. There's all sorts of tiny nuanced things when you're riding in new places. I've ridden many places around the world, internationally. In Europe, as another example, there's tons of roundabouts, right? I've ridden in London and Paris and Spain and Italy, and in a lot of places in Europe, there's roundabouts everywhere. So understanding those nuances will absolutely get you to be able to have more fun on your unidentified road. And as I alluded to, one of the best parts about riding new roads is enjoying yourself, man. Soak in the scenery. Like, look how beautiful this is here, you know? Best part about riding a motorcycle is enjoying yourself, having fun with it, and when you build up those skill sets, you're able to have more fun with motorcycling because it doesn't feel as hard, it doesn't feel as stressful. There's not as many brand new situations that lead you to want to be stressed out or want to quit or anything like that. The more you ride, the easier it's going to get. Another very important point too is if you're riding by yourself, it's very easy to adhere to a lot of this advice, right? Don't ride outside of your limits. Keep everything within spec, trail brake, you know, take it easy. Sometimes I've seen people ride roads they don't know, following people that do know the roads, and I've seen way too many videos online where people get in trouble doing that. Because what happens is if you're behind someone who knows the road really, really well, they're gonna brake in places that you're maybe not comfortable braking, you know? You're going to be in a position where, you know, you're going to be way outside of your comfort zone when it comes to something like that. Let's see if we can get past this minivan, shall we? And so then if you're going to be in a spot where you're super uncomfortable, you're not having fun, it's not going to be good. You don't want to be following people who know the road really, really well, because you're going to put yourself at tremendous risk. So if you are riding a brand new road, and you're following your buddies who do know the road, man, ride your own ride. It's the most important thing in motorcycling. Do your own thing. Do not try to do somebody else's thing because they know the road and you don't. You're going to get clapped out, man. You're going to get in trouble. Don't do that. What's really cool is as you build up the skill set with motorcycling and you start going out to new places, riding new roads, you know, a lot of stuff isn't going to scare you because you've dealt with it before. On today's ride, you know, this is just a small part of my ride today, but I've dealt with, you know, crazy changes in elevation, fog, water, gravel on the roads. Now I'm dealing with tar snakes and these big long sweepers and some decreasing radius corners. None of this stuff is new to me. I've ridden roads like this plenty of times, right? And having that skill set and being able to look back in the knowledge base in your catalog, you can say, okay, I know what to expect, right? I know how to handle this. I know what to do. We're going to be just fine. You got the playbook, right? You got that playbook on how to ride. Going to be just fine, baby. I mentioned understanding the throttle and the brakes on your motorcycle, but another thing you want to think about too is the power band and the gearing, right? So I'm on this Triumph Speedmaster. This has the Bonneville 1200 engine, an engine I love, by the way. I've talked about this motor many times. I've heaped many piles of praise on this thing. I really enjoy it. But I know that it has a ton of low-down grunt. It's not a big revvy motor, and that changes the way that you ride the thing, right? Like I'm in 5th gear right now, just cruising through these sweepers, right? And I know that if I needed to, I can just drop down a gear and pass people pretty easily, as I'm hopefully about to do with this CRV. And it makes the whole experience a lot more fun, right? When you understand the power band of the engine, it makes it so that you don't have to double guess yourself and stress about the situation. If you were on a hopped up sport bike of some description, you would want to, you know, probably ride in a higher gear, or rather higher RPMs, and get a little bit more out of that power band, right? Changes things around a little bit. But yeah, see, that front brake is extremely important, even on a cruiser, right? You cruiser boys out there with your rear brake all the time, the front brake's got all the power, baby. You want to load up that front. Doesn't matter how you're sitting on the motorcycle, they all got two wheels, they all work the same way. See, we have the front brakes, I have the front brakes, I'm looking for my exit, and I'm still on the brakes because I'm on the street. I don't have to go kamikaze mode. Give yourself all the opportunity to win, because the goal is to stay safe. Only goal on street is to make it back to where you started or to your next destination. That's it. There's no awards for going the fastest on a road. Well, sometimes the police like to give out awards and then you got to pay them. That's kind of fun. But yeah, see, I'm on the brakes. I'm looking for my line there. That's how you want to be, baby. That's how you want to be on an unknown road. Want to be enjoying yourself, riding safely. Got plenty of torque on this machine. I know that it has limited ground clearance, so I'm not asking for too much cornering speed, because I already scraped pegs up a lot earlier. And I don't want to show you guys peg scraping content. Well, boys, I think that's going to wrap up today's video. Fun one to start off the year here. I hope you're going to enjoy the content we got for you guys in 25. We're picking up some awesome bikes, always trying to get back to the community, add to the knowledge base, and I hope to see some new riders here in the year. Hope you guys check out Twisted Road down below. Get yourself a motorcycle rental. This has been a super fun adventure for me here. I'm enjoying my time tremendously on this Triumph Speedmaster, and it wouldn't be possible if I wasn't able to rent a motorcycle. Go and check that link out below in the description. And remember, YamiNoob.co members get 10% off, which is a really sweet deal. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.
All right, everybody, our time is up here on this video. I hope you had fun. If you want to keep the fun going, become a member on YamiNoob.co. You can join the Discord server, ask me questions, hang out with me, submit stuff for the live stream, and best of all, get entered to win our amazing giveaway bikes. This Triumph Street Triple 765 is our newest giveaway bike. Make sure you get entered to win, because do you want to miss this? I wouldn't want to miss. I want to keep this bike, honestly, but I can't. I have to give it away to somebody, so why not make it you?